In this lecture, we are going to look at the European Commission's ethics guidelines for trustworthy AI. In addition to these guidelines, there are 7 requirements for the guidelines. As always, we want to first start with what is the European Commission, especially because later we're going to see that there's a Council of Europe. So I want to make sure again that we're not out there embarrassing ourselves by confusing the two. The European Commission is the European Union's politically independent executive arm. It's responsible for proposing new legislation. There are 27 commissioners in the Commission, and they are headed by a president. Again, this is all useful context and background for you, hopefully. It's unlikely that you're going to be tested on this specific content regarding the makeup of the European Commission in the exam. The ethics guidelines for trustworthy AI are straightforward. They say that trustworthy AI should be lawful, ethical, and robust. These are going to be familiar terms for us by now. Lawful means that AI should respect all applicable laws and regulations. That AI should be ethical means that it should respect principles and values. And finally, robustness means that from a technical perspective, with consideration for the social environment. There are 7 requirements for the ethics guidelines. These are human agency and oversight, technical robustness and safety, privacy and data governance, transparency, diversity, non-discrimination and fairness, societal and environmental well-being, and accountability. Hopefully by this point in the domain, you are fluent in this language. We're not going to dive into these here because these are already terms that we've come across. In this lecture, we defined what the European Commission is. This is the European Union's or EU's politically independent executive arm that is responsible for proposing new legislation. In their ethics guidelines, there are 3 pillars of trustworthy AI. These are lawful, ethical, and robust. With regards to picking out outliers to help us on the exam, I think this is definitely something that you should commit to memory, the 3 primary pillars of lawful, ethical, and robust. I don't think any of the other list of principles that we've come across have had only 3 and organized in a very succinct way. The 7 requirements for these guidelines are human agency and oversight, technical robustness and safety, privacy and data governance, transparency, diversity, non-discrimination and fairness, societal and environmental well-being, and accountability.